This is A Star Reads, and it's time for Sunday Sum Up. And lots of coffee. Lots of coffee. I'm not quite ready yet, but it needs to be done. So the week is coming to an end. It's been an interesting week. Towards the beginning, I was still kind of feeling not amazing, and I was still recovering from, well, my allergies apparently. Then at the end of the week, all of a sudden I had this great burst of energy and things have been going a lot more smoothly. So that's nice. But a couple things have happened this week. I did reading sprints on Friday with Danielle from Bookchara for the Bookstara Readalongs. So if you want to go check out those reading sprints, if you missed them and you'd like to sprint a little, I'll post a link here and link that in the description box below. And I announced a read along for Narnia. So if you haven't had a chance to see that announcement and you'd like to read Narnia with us over the months of June through September, go check it out. I will link that in the description box below as well. So that's exciting, but that's pretty much it as far as what I've been up to. I need to work on my TBR video because that's gonna need to be put out next week. So that's one of my plans for this weekend. And then I've been reading a little bit here and there, just trying to catch up. Not a lot of books finished this week, but a lot of progress made in the books that I am reading. And we're coming up to the end of the school term, so I'm really just trying to get stuff done. I'm trying to get assignments done. I don't have any actual exams. I have like exit interviews, but I have to prepare for those. I have big projects, and then I've got a lot of little projects that I need to work on. So like, it's just gonna be a busy couple of weeks as far as school goes. And then next week, Magda's coming to visit. She'll be here from Wednesday until Sunday. I will have school during that time, so I don't know how much time we'll get to spend with her during the weekdays, but we're maybe gonna do something fun on Saturday as far as like reading, but we're not quite sure yet. We're gonna take it easy because, you know, I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out from this school term. And so I'm excited to just relax and spend some time with my friend. And that'll be great. So I do have one book to review for you in this video. I wanna do a bit of a book recap of what I've been reading this week. And then I've got a little bitty book haul. It's really exciting. I went a little crazy when I went to Target this past week. Doesn't everybody do that when they go to Target? Like, I don't go crazy as far as buying everything else in the store, as a lot of people do. But if I go over to the book section, which I did, I start going, oh, look, I want that book. Oh, look, I want that book. So on the heels of finishing The Love Hypothesis, which is the book I did finish this week and I'm gonna be giving you a review of, all of a sudden I was like, I just want romance. I just want more romance. So I picked up a few romances at Target. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. So one that I've been really wanting to read is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I really did enjoy Beach Read. It wasn't a 5-star for me because the ending was disappointing when I was enjoying the whole book so much. Then the ending was like lackluster in a sense for me. But I've heard great things about People We Meet on Vacation, so I'm really excited to get to this one. And I think this is a great summer book. So like at some point this summer, I'm gonna just say, to hell with the rest of the books I need to read. I'm gonna read this one. And considering that's what happened with The Love Hypothesis this week, it probably will happen again. And then the next book I picked up was the second book in the Bridgerton series, because I have the first book, which I haven't read yet, and I haven't watched the show either, so I haven't got to do anything Bridgerton. I've been wanting to read these books and then watch the show, so I'm hoping that at some point soon, especially since school's gonna be getting out soon, I can do the whole Bridgerton experience. And so I saw this there, it was 20% off. I said, okay, picked it up. And then finally, one that I've been wanting to read for so long, and I saw it and I just couldn't help myself because this is the one I'm most anticipating reading for Katee Robert books, because I've never read anything by Katee Robert, but this is the one that appeals to me the most. I picked up Neon Gods by Katee Robert. I really, really want to try out Katee Robert's writing. I can't wait to see what all the, you know, the fuss is about. And this particular version sounds like it's right up my interest area as far as smut goes. So at least what I've heard, based on what I've heard, it probably isn't the best representation of a Hades and Persephone retelling, but that's what I'm gonna start with. And then finally, yesterday, Mom and Aunt Nancy were on an estate sale adventure, because my aunt likes to rope Mom into those. And, you know, Mom was checking out all the fun goodies she had to buy. But one of the things she noticed was this book called Legends and Folktales of Holland. And it's in really beautiful condition. Like, it looks like it hasn't been used that much. It is, what do you call it when it's someone writes a note to somebody else? So in Christmas 2001, from Maria Matter to Johnny Howard. This was a gift apparently in 2001, which was the year that I graduated high school. Interesting. But it's in really good shape. So it looks like it's been just sitting on someone's bookshelf for a long time and never actually got much reading, or at least it hasn't been read too much because the pages are in fantastic shape. I thought this was really fun. I always like learning about different folktales from different countries, and depending on the stories in here, this might be fun to share with students at some point, because in the area that we live in, there are a lot of people that are from, especially out in the country, there's a lot of people that are from Holland, and Magda is from Holland, so it'd be interesting to see what she thinks of some of these stories while she's here. So maybe we'll read some of those with her and see if she's heard any of them. So that was a great little present from my mom, and I can't wait to check these out. Okay, so on May 16th, I finished The Love Hypothesis by Ellie Hazelwood, which, it was 5 stars. It was so good. This was so much fun for so many reasons. I had started this during the 48-hour readathon when I played my game of Bookish Life, and everybody joined me, and it was such a wonderful time. And I had only read like 70 pages at the time. I really wasn't intending to finish this one anytime soon. It wasn't on my TBR. But guess what? I picked it back up again because I needed something fun this week. I needed something lighthearted, and this was such a blast. I had such a good time reading this. I really just needed a romance to do all the things that romances do, and this did. And I don't usually rate romances this high, but I enjoyed so much about this. Number one being, it's about scientists within the biology research labs within a PhD program. And granted, I didn't go for my PhD, but I did work in a biology lab during my time at UT. And so it was so fun to see the dynamic and the level of competition and all the things that were going on, and the amount of stress that all the PhD students and all the scientists are going under for such, like they said, you put so much work into it and you don't get much. You don't get a lot of money, that's for darn sure. And you don't get a lot of recognition most of the time. So I absolutely loved the setting of this. And I was excited that Ellie Hazelwood is an author who is a scientist and will probably be putting out more books similar to this, because I liked that setting a lot. That was a big bonus for me. I also really enjoyed the characters. I absolutely loved Adam Carlson. Like, he was just such a fun character, and the fact that he was patterned after Kylo Ren was really interesting and fun, and I liked seeing all the nods to that. His voice, the fact that he was a villain in a lot of ways. There were a lot of elements to his character, him being big and you know, but also very emotional in certain ways. Like, there were things that you could see, oh yeah, that's totally Kylo Ren. And I don't know if it was as obvious that she is Rey. Maybe some of the uncertainty and her being alone in her life, you know, and her family being completely gone and things like that could definitely have been reminiscent of Rey. And of course the connection that they have is what a lot of Kylo Ren fans wanted. And so I can see how these were inspired by that. And I just thought that was a lot of fun. Like, it wasn't a huge part of the book in the sense that you're not gonna need to have watched these Star Wars movies to be able to enjoy the book. But if you have watched them and you know these characters, it was fun to kind of tease out the little parts that were reminiscent of Kylo Ren and Rey. What I really enjoyed about this actually a lot was the smut. I thought the smut was incredible. So there was something about the smut in this book that worked for me. And everybody's gonna have their own ideas of what they like and preferences and stuff like that, but this was a good time for Amy. So I enjoyed that a lot. As far as the story went, I thought this was a very strange fake dating trope. I enjoyed it. It was fun, but it was really strange because it was very unrealistic. Like, I just don't see that situation happening. And I also think that this main character, Olive, she ends up kissing Adam Carlson out of nowhere because she's trying to convince her best friend that she's over this guy that she had dated. And, like, I don't know. I can't imagine having to get in a fake dating situation because I'm trying to fool my best friend into thinking that something, you know, like, it doesn't seem realistic. For some reason, the whole situation didn't seem realistic and made me question her friendship with her best friend a little bit, because I think that they could have been able to talk through the things that she was concerned with. But granted, everybody's friendship is different. I get that. I just thought it was a little strange. That being said, it wasn't strange enough that I didn't like this. And, you know, there were elements to some of the main characters' choices that were not fantastic, that you wish she would have made choices that were a little different or not have to be forced into making different choices, and that she had made them on her own. And I know that's a little cryptic, but that's a spoiler. I don't want to give anything away. That can be a little frustrating. But none of that was frustrating enough to change my rating for this. I absolutely loved this. I could see rereading it anytime I need to pick me up. Adam Carlson, yeah, totally fangirling it. I'm not even a Kylo Ren fan, but I'm apparently an Adam Carlson fan. And I really can't wait to read more by Ali Hazelwood because I'm looking forward to more romances with this setting. It'll be a lot of fun. So aside from The Love Hypothesis, the other books that I've been working on this week are the ones I've been talking about for the last, month and a half, 2 months? And that is Split Infinity by Piers Anthony and Ship of Destiny by Robin Hobb. So I have made progress, and as you can see, I'm really close to the end of Split Infinity. On page 296 of 350 odd pages. So like that's all I have left. And I worked on this a little bit this morning. I'm probably gonna work on this a little bit more today. And hopefully I'll get this one done so I can actually get your review of this. And this will be in next Sunday Sum Up because I will get this finished this week. I'm so close. I'm so close. Ship of Destiny. I have made more progress on this. And this one I am on page 622. So I've got about that much left of this one. So, you know, I'm coming along on these two, just slow going because my reading has been minimal lately. I just don't have the time that I want to be able to read. So when I do read, I pick these ones up, but I haven't had that much time for reading. So those are the two that I'm actively trying to get finished. And I keep saying I'll get them finished, but I will actually get them finished, I promise. And then the audiobook I'm currently listening to is The Shadows We Hide by Alan Eskens. I know that last week I had started the second book in the Max Rupert series by Alan Eskens. And I was listening to the audiobook and I just didn't care for the audiobook that much. And I wasn't really pulled into the story at the very beginning. So I decided just to go on to the next Joe Talbert series by Alan Eskens because that was also narrated by the narrator that I liked from the very first book. So that is what I'm listening to right now. And I'm not enjoying it quite as much as I'm enjoying the first one, but I do still like the narration, of course. And the story is interesting and it's pulled me in. So I'm about halfway through that one. Hopefully I'll get that one done this next week. In general, audiobooks, I've been a little less inclined this week to do audiobooks. I'd rather listen to music. There's been a lot of times when I'm going out for a drive or doing something and I listen to music instead, just because I feel like bopping around a little bit, especially these serious books. Like I love serious books, but this week, it's just taking a little more time. That's it. That's okay. And then, of course, for the Bookstara Readalongs, the reading sprints, I started Shadow of Night, which is the second book in the All Souls trilogy. I made it 30 pages. Danielle and I figured that we need to read 30 pages a day to be able to finish this in time for our live show discussion, which is on the 10th of June. So if I continue to read 30 pages a day, then I should get this one done by then. And I don't think that'll be difficult because I absolutely love the first book, The Discovery of Witches, and I can already tell that I'm gonna have so much fun reading this one. There's a lot of history in this one, and that's a subject I really enjoy. And so I'm loving all the little nods, these different historical figures that you're learning about in the very beginning of this book. So yeah, super excited about that. That one will be done by June 10th. Not a ton of progress, but it's enough that I'm feeling like if I get these ones done by the end of the month, I will be ready to start my TBR in June. Granted, I have other books that I would have liked to have read for this month, but May was all about not putting too much pressure on myself with my reading, and I feel like I'm doing a good job of that. I'm not feeling too stressed about it. I'm really just focusing on my schoolwork and getting through the term. And once the term is over, then I have to work on my TBR for this video. I'm actually gonna do 2 TBR videos. It's gonna be a regular TBR video, and then I'm gonna do a readathon TBR video because this is what my TBR looks like. I don't want you to see those. Those are my spins. These are my 2 readathons over here. This is like obligation reads and stuff. These are my spins, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So I obviously have big plans for June and plan on doing a lot of reading in June. Still, I'm trying to take the pressure off myself as far as how many books I actually get to. If I don't read all those books, it's not a big deal. But I have a lot of plans of things I would like to do. Readathons I'd like to participate in. And of course, I do have a lot of buddy reads because I said, well, I can't read all those buddy reads any other time of the month. Let's save them for the summer. And the summer is here. So I'm just excited to be able to read and not have to stress about getting schoolwork done. I will have 1 class this summer, but it will hopefully not be a very involved class. It's only 2 units. Let me know in the comment section down below, what was your favorite book that you read this week? Or what was the most surprising book you read this week? Was there a book that you weren't expecting to enjoy that you absolutely loved? I'd love to hear what kind of experiences you had reading this week. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens in this next week. This week that I'm coming into where Magda's gonna be here and I'm gonna be coming towards finals. It's almost the end of school. I can't believe that. Stay tuned to see if I actually have a review of Split Infinity for you next week. It better happen. It better happen. Look how close I am. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.